see any change of pace, if there's any tactical choice there from the guys. Ultimately, you know, that's the Mindfreak decision to ban those couple out at the start. So, I don't know. That could go sort of anyone's way, really. I'm keen to just sort of roll with it, to be honest, Komodo. And I think Dust2 is going to start to tell its own tale for us as we're straight into the game.
Yeah, Dust2 was not on my radar for a map to be played in this best of one, or the second one. But hey, I'm all for it. Why not? We got changes coming to it. We'll see if the short boxes, you know, there. I'm looking at the mini map and maybe the changes there already. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for job up.
Well, they got up short pretty quick, so
yep, that's true. And two of them actually got up there. So
exactly, that's right. You know, normally it's that boost, but for now it's just a flash out top mid, trying to get a little bit of extra control. Kobe does spot out, doesn't quite find the shot though. Bit of a stalemate between him and Rick. Rick obviously with the P250.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what Gumper's going to be doing as well, because they haven't really cleared out the dark tunnels just yet as Ricky gets deleted. And there you go. The boxes are there, Mitch. So we are on the latest Dust2 update.
There you go. I like this one from Payne as well. He's been boosted up to try see if he can bait in any rotation here for Foggers, but it looks like they're actually going to start to send their way out. So they've got an idea here, Mindfreak, but whether or not it's going to be able to be executed there, because they've seen no bomb, they've called the audible. Foggers has actually got that information, gets away too. So that's massive. And this is the thing, Komodo. Now not needing a short boost, you're going to be able to get in towards that position. But look, when Payne is hitting shots, what do you even do?
Yeah, I think you die, and then you switch in towards a retake scenario where you got majority forces over towards long at the moment. You've still got some way why Gump in B site, where the bomb's planted at A, and now it's just Void in spawn, who in just a few mere moments' time is going to be back there for the beginning of the next round.
I do like that play. I get the idea of what Mindfreak were trying to do there. Obviously, bait in the rotation, pull someone through long. Fogger's not giving up the goat there, though, so still didn't matter. It worked out for Mindfreak. Obviously, it was such a hard position for Foggers to try and capitalize on, and by the time the P shooting gallery got up towards long, it was just too hard for them to defend. So great stuff there from Mindfreak. Good pistol aggression as always. The Glock side always seems to favor above the USP side in old Oceania.
Oh, lots of utilities been sent out of long. Bit of a scale up through mid at the moment from Kobe and Versa. See what damage they can deliver, of course. It's being looked after at the moment by Payne with the AK. Going to be an easy dispatch there. You're really looking for all the weapons to just be held into the next round if you're Mindfreak. And yeah, well, so far so good.
Nice little shot there from Void. But nothing else.
No. See if Void can get anything extra. As I said, you know, you're just looking for a little bit of damage as Arcade in that round. If you're Mindfreak, you're looking to hold on to all the weaponry come the next, which, I mean, hey, surviving with 4 of these rifles on a map like Dust2 is going to be A-okay. I'm going to be really more interested, Mitch, in to see what Arcade are going to be doing on this CTC side, right? Because that's where we were missing their capacity, their depth over on Nuke.
They're just going to have to do something for it. You know, it's going to be a thing of now trying to fight that short control. How they kind of maybe prod uppers. Right now, it looks like it's just a relatively default execute set. Long will be smoked. Flash in from Foggers. Just try to find that position. Versus obviously taking that additional control. Right now, they're actually having a little bit of a look in towards upper tunnels. But obviously, it's so early. Haven't really kind of worked out the aggression of the team just yet. Smoke is a little bit too deep as well. And now it's just a default util set from lowers, and they managed to flush the members out of short as well.
Yeah, a little bit of chip damage will make the Galil, the two of them, a little bit better for Mindfreak. I think more problematic right now is if we get into a post-plant scenario as well, because the utility's starting to dwindle for Arcade, and they don't actually have a kit in play either. So this very one-dimensional approach in towards the B side is going to be disrespected. Mindfreak are going to get in, and at least luckily enough for Arcade, they've got some members here to try and back it up. Good crossfire.
Got to be careful, though. Tux, text up, Payne. Tux obviously taken down, get the trade out, but text up. Akadir to play to watch. He's found the bomb plant. Now he wants to actually go fight this. Actually, no, if he saw that shadow, didn't quite, so going to be able to find the opening frag there, get the reload in. Now Kobe straight over the top. You'll like that, but now it's Payne. He's looking to go 6-0 here, Komodo, and he absolutely will. Rips off the head of Foggers. Payne is fragging. And he will continue the streak here, 3-0 for Mindfreak.
That was pretty decisive from Payne, actually. A couple of the great shots, the headshots, quick sticks. repositioning as well around the big box. So you do like to see that from Mindfreak unanswered so far. And again, you know, I'm going to bring it back to the CT side for Arcade. They have to actually kind of cut their losses on space, right? They need to get aggressive. They need to try and upset Mindfreak, because if you're playing, we'll call it standard CT side structure against a team like Mindfreak, who have been playing this game for, you know, more than maybe some of these guys have been alive, it's not going to work. It's not going to work whatsoever. So you have to really try and change things up when you've got the weaponry in your hand, when you've got those A1Ss. What chip damage are you doing with your HEs, with your Molotovs? Make those A1Ss and A4s a little bit better to find the kills, because right now, peanut shooting gallery. In a round such as this, no damage delivered. If we see a rifle round, follow pursuit next from Mindfreak in this fashion, there needs to be a serious discussion for Arcade.
Yeah, for sure. Just playing a little bit hesitant, not with a whole lot of confidence behind them. Their Mindfreak are doing the absolute opposite. They are just sort of running a train, as it would seem so far. Payne looking comfy. Addition of Texter and Ricky, making it nice and supportive. But right now, it just looks pretty simple pickings, really. You know, Mindfreak aren't doing anything over complex. Texter's going to go for that long peek. Actually, will manage to find it as well. Great flashbang from Tux over the top. Looks like there actually may be a re-aggression here off the back of the flash. It's good from Kobe. That's awesome. Great utility out from Foggers. Great team synergy. They are actually going to go for the line peek again, but the molly will send him back.
What I was seeing right now was the scale up in towards the tunnels as well from Void, unfortunately. We didn't see Ricky even really budge. He just stood tall, found the frag, and now as quick as there was an advantage in this round for Arcade, it's gone, right? 3 versus 2, bomb in towards the B site. Yeah, there's a leg to come through, but you're still at 2 versus 3. You've got to give this a crack if you're Arcade, despite having the AWP. You've got a kit. You've got full utility on Foggers.
Foggers going lower tunnel as well, so it is going to be a little bit challenging for him to use some of the utility. Kobe's just hoping that someone will bait a little peek in towards the window. And as the gun duel in upper tunnels, Foggers has just sort of shown his way, and I think that's the call for the save. You're right, I do agree. It was a good choice to go for the retake there, but they're just so far away, and the rotations were really, really tough there. Like, as you saw, you know, once they were fighting for long control, I think Void actually tried to push upper dark, and that's where... the change of pace happened, so...
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many different crossfires that you can have on that B side as well. You don't know solidly that Ricky's been legged. You don't know that Tux is very low either. So, in your mind, you might be thinking as Arcade, look, a little bit untenable, 2 versus 3. We can take these weapons into the next round. We find an open kill. We fall back. We play a little bit, you know, hide and seek. I feel like that's a kind of an apt way to call the way Arcade are playing this CT side at the moment, because they're not really instigating a lot of these duels, right? They're not really finding space on the rifle rounds. Pistols, sure, they're throwing caution to the wind and forgetting everything that is Counter-Strike about Counter-Strike when they got pistols. It works sometimes. But right now against Mindfreak, it's not. So this round has to go Arcade's way. They got a lot more utility to play with. Yes, Stripless is down to a Famus. There's a leg on Detector, which is the start of things. But an opening kill is what you're hunting for.
Good opening shot from Payne again. Only going down to 1 time so far. Now walking up towards short. Rick, Gump, all finding shots. Payne taking point. Gump finding another. This is just a bit of a trounce, really.
Yeah, and I think Gump might have even spotted out Kobe towards top mid, because the hunt's certainly on. He's looking the wrong way, so maybe it was one of those times of the question mark on the radar, but he looked the wrong way. Nevertheless, Kobe looking for a little bit of damage, and now you're kind of wondering, hey, where's Triplus? He is actually dead, by the way. Bit of a bug there, but it's all right. Yeah, 4 alive for Mindfreak, and this is the scenario that is worst case scenario, in my opinion, right? Your pistols aren't going your way, you're not finding any damage, your rifles are delivering nothing, no opening kills, no trades, no solid map positioning. You're exposing yourselves to these long duels, these upper dark duels, these mid duels that are all going Mindfreak's way. They've just got a really good bird's eye view on how this map is being played at the moment.
Void and, Foggers and Percy yet to get their way on the board. First round was kind of that double down. They lost the 3 versus 2 trying to defend that B site. Good effective trades from Mindfreak. The utility use to flat out short is making it a little bit tough, but Foggers and Kobe who actually managed to make it work here. Run up top mid from Kobe means he's able to find 1.5. Freaky taken low. So this is the first real opportunity that we're seeing from Arcade right now. Void's got the anchor position back towards platform.
Yeah, but Foggers has overextended himself in mid. If he lost that duel, then that would have been a bit in shambles. So he thinks better of it, falls on back. Now, into the B site. Do they expect Void to already be repositioned? And now with Tripod assisting. Yeah, nicely done. Straight in the corner with the smoke. Think we might have an Arcade round on our hands.
Yeah, it might be a little bit too far gone here. Texas does have the bomb in hand. Main thing is just sort of setting my sights on the fact that there has been this overextension. Foggers doesn't want to try dig any further deep. Texas obviously going to have to try and find his way up towards short. Smoke does go out for the cross. Now Foggers just wants to try and find the right timing on this spam, but actually not going to go for it at all. Here's the audible. But whether or not he wants to walk through this smoke. Sight's given now. That's the only thing. Certainly not going to be an easy to win round for Mindfreak, but at least the pieces are there.
Yeah, and the plant goes down from Texter, who's half HP as well. There is no utility, mind you, for Arcade. Big going to connect. Ricky now has a HE grenade to throw into the mix as well.
Boost up. This is a round that should be never won. They give the information away. Texas pick up another. This is the thing. Texas so damn sharp. It makes it so tricky to win these kind of rounds out. Oh, man. All right. Producer, can we close the game now? This is a 13-0. Done.
I don't want to call it that early, but that was certainly a round that is an absolute blunder. I mean, I'm saying, right, 2 versus 4, you got good positioning at the B site lockdown. You know the wraparound is going to happen towards A. You hear Texter running away. You're not going together as a unit, unfortunately, it feels like, for Arcade. They were very disconnected, even with no utility at that point in time. You know, there was nothing too extravagant. There was no wraparound back through short and a push through towards from spawn either up the ramp, right? There was just very disconnected duels. Shots missed. I mean, how is Texter getting the bomb plant down when you're jumping at him with a deagle, and then he's just decapitating you when you go for a boost, right? It should never happen.
He's sharp?
Yeah, I know that. We know that. But it should never happen when you've got that much of an advantage as Arcade.
Nah, absolutely. And this is the thing, right? You know, it goes down to something as simple as Texter at a point was probably the best player in Australia, arguably. Like, you know, this was kind of the era that I think back to, like, around then, you know, when it was very much the focal point of, like, I think
2017, 2016?
When it was, like, Renegades with, like, Sponge and stuff. You know, Chiefs were kind of almost that second tagging team. Maybe a little bit further along the timeline than there, but yeah, Texter was like that prodigy, right? That you know was unfortunately restricted from playing majors up until a couple of years ago now. So he kind of missed his prime shot, I feel.
Well, I mean, with the way that Mindfreak is looking right now, if they can really find their momentum, and you know, Nedic is now gone from Rooster. We're theorizing here on what might come from that. There's a chance that Mindfreak, given that there's 2 slots, remember, for Pro League from this, if it goes to FlyQuest and Mindfreak, that's a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is just an eco to come through from Arcade. We've already seen some chips in the night through smokes already on this map. And for right now, well, it doesn't go Fogger's way yet again. Yeah,
really, really rough from Foggers and Versa in this one. But look, the rest of Arcade aren't exactly doing that much better. Just trying to find something, you know. They're trying to throw a couple of different things, trying to take that additional control, but it's all outside of a couple of decent flashes and supporting plays, it's been very individual.
Well, I was about to say, it's very individualistic from Arcade at the moment. They're sending in one player everywhere, here and there, and it's not really delivering anything too good, right? Kobe has the eye that Gump is going to be elevated up in bedroom, but can't align a shot. So it's just slow and steady wins the race, it feels like, for Mindfreak right now, who are dotting I's, crossing T's. It's the other way, of course, but it just feels like that is the read from Arcade at the moment. The reads are wrong. They don't know how to write it.
Another save round, just not really working out for them.
I will also highlight the fact that Versa was a top performer over on Nuke for the rounds of Arcade, and right now he's, you know, not in the server.
It was on a T-side start too, but that's the thing, you know, I sort of feel like Arcade leaning into this one. Obviously, with the changes, still plenty more time that Dust2 needs to be seen at a kind of, you know, tier 1 level before things really do get overly exciting. I feel like single change there alone in the short boxes sort of change the dynamics so much. Like, it gives opportunities for players to get up top mid really quick on that CT side.
Even then, we're not really seeing Arcade capitalize on that with anything different, right? We're not seeing any tower boosts like we used to see to go over with the AWP in towards lower tunnels. We're not seeing a smoke in towards the tunnels and pushing in towards mid with a quick short play. We're not seeing really any old plays that we used to see when it required a boost up at those boxes, right? Yeah. We're seeing just very... I don't know what a level is that's lesser than mundane, but I kind of feel like that's what it is from Arcade. And finally, they change it up. An unanswered frag, pushing in lower tunnels, and now you're taking space up mid. It's a little bit better from them now.
This is way better, because look at the positioning. I suppose Kobe's position isn't fantastic just purely on the basis that no one's there to support lower dark, and I think now Triplus is coming over to try and join him there. But if Payne spots the info, checks the line, he's just missed the timing. So yeah, great starting round, but again, a little bit individualistic from Arcade. So let's hope that they can capitalize and turn this one around.
That's a count of 2 with the HE grenades that go through from short, and somehow Payne's found 2. Tux has found 1 as well. We get an opening kill, but then we relinquish control around the map. It's onto Versa to try and bring it back with Void, and now only the ladder who's in the B site, away from all of the action.
Yeah, this is rough.
It's in your head that there might have been a lurk from Ricky again in the tunnels. I don't know.
Rough as guts.
Gotta say, a good recovery for Mindfreak.
Not the way to put it. Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. You know, I literally feel like I've just cursed them, saying that maybe Arcade with that opening aggression should be able to kind of control the 4v5, but I was wrong. It looked like someone was actually up on short. I think it was Kobe staring into Payne's eyes.
Yeah.
But with the utility, they couldn't quite check it out. So
yep.
Just looking too easy for Mindfreak.
Gotta save 9 rounds for Mindfreak now. Any percent speed run for the night? We've already seen a timeout from Arcade to have a bit of a discussion. I feel like, you know, you're going into the pistols in the next round, see what Void can do with the AK, but after that, you know, maybe it is a time to have another discussion, and maybe it's to crunch together as a unit, right? A deeper mid smoke to push tunnels and to push through into upper dark. You know, that's a standard Dust2 play from way back when that we've not really seen exercise whatsoever from Arcade. Yeah, it's one of the common pistol strategies, if I remember correctly. Let's see what they want to do, if there's going to be any investment on this round. Max loss bonus is seemingly not really helping the start economy, of course.
I'm not really overthinking it at the moment, hey. It's just sort of like one of those things where, like, my brain for the CT side of Dust2, it's so rough, and I understand how other people can kind of fall behind on it. And it looks like, you know, it's really just sort of one of those games, like, you've had the experience of it so many times where you're versing, even if it's not considerably, like, better players per se, like it feels like that's the case right now. When you're having a rough game on Dust2 on the CT side, you can just get a train ran on you. And that's exactly what Mindfreak's doing right now. They have the momentum behind them. They have the pace. They're hitting their shots. Everyone is popping off. No one's falling behind. Versa, I like that, but it's just probably not going to be enough to win the round. It's at least pulled Tux back to site. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, saw the one kill in the beginning of this round from Gump, and you've got the counter utility from the boys over at the B site playing up a short, the A site rather, so pretty forward momentum from Mindfreak just to steam in towards B, get the kills where needed, get the plant. Good spray control from Ricky as well, I might add, all the way down to spawn. But yeah, Mindfreak so far, you know, looking to really seal the deal in this map. This is looking to be one of the more potent buys from Arcade. Double AWP utility for Versa and Triplus, but yeah, the double AWP. And I mean, that was one of the cruxes that Versa found himself getting kills with on Nuke, right? So maybe it's the avenue to get a couple more on this map.
There's the opening, and straight onto the line, up long as well. Looks like they're actually going to flash for the contest. Versa will find it though, and Fogger's not there to obviously support Kobe early, but does get the trade out a little bit later. So this is the first opportunity we've seen for Arcade to really kind of solidify a round, and Versus called the peak as well. So that's great stuff. Looks like as we move into the last little bit, it is not going to be a 13-0 today. Arcade are here. They're alive. And as we move on into what will be the last round of the half, Lise got something.
Yeah, absolutely. Some quick play attempts from Mindfreak as well, shut down by the AWPs just on the right angles. A good quick trade up at short as well. Happy as Larry for Arcade to be able to gather a round there. But are they going to be able to do it again to, I guess, I mean, they're not going to be able to recover the half for sure. But a 11-1 is still going to be worse than a 10-2 at the half. So try to get the 2.
Good opener there from Ricky. Has the spawn, picks up Versa. It's one of the AWPs gone. Now as they start to stabilize back short, again, it just looks like there needs to be that additional level of support. Fogger's trying to creep and peek on up. Long control taken. But they have to now reposition as well. Got weapons for it, but it's a good Molotov as well up on towards the side. Great positioning though from Void. Able to find 2 in amongst the flames off the back of a good flash from Kobe as well. Kobe looking to get a short line. Molotov down. Doesn't actually connect either. 3v3 still as it stands. Great shot from Rick. That's his second in the round.
Yeah, now I'm looking towards Tux as well on this really late lurk. Just across for Tux in towards the site. Ricky to come in tow with the bomb plan eventually to go down. And I'm kind of wondering as well, if you're tripless at the moment, how are you going to get into the site? Your position's been noted. Foggers, I believe, was already seen up on short too.
Yep.
That should have been a gimme. And now, as I said, yeah, tripless already seen over and towards mid, Mitch.
That's it. 1 round at least. Can it be more? We'll find out shortly. Komodo now, as we look upon the scoreline, 11-1 in favor of Mindfreak. You know, there was a little bit of a world where we were thinking maybe, just maybe, I was expecting a 13-0 in favor of Mindfreak. But Arcade did manage to bring it back, but it all now comes down to this pistol to see where we're going to end up.
That's it, isn't it? We'll see if there can be any more rounds delivered for Arcade. And, I mean, it has to start with this pistol here. Versus got a bit of utility. Payne's putting out the information that there's at least one member coming in through from tunnels. And now there's more. But hey, at least Triplets gets the opener.
Advantage. It's something. Still, though, holding down, obviously, that position. Rotations are starting to be pulled away from Mindfreak at the very least. Surely Texter should be aware that Sight needs something done with it, but it looks like they're just pretty keen to try and control this middle position as they flood out. Texter, 1, 2, not quite the third. Foggers does get the trade, but he needs to find the frag in towards middle. Versa will take away Ricky in the end, but it's back to this 2-on-2, and now they just look a little bit stuck. It's a little bit awkward now. And they don't even get their way towards the side here, Komodo. It's just this game of individualistic Counter-Strike once more from Arcade. And Mindfreak, it's just like a sandwich around mid and CT, and they just lose it out again.
That duel in mid to B just looked extremely awkward from Arcade. They were in the grinder and minced up, unfortunately. So 12 to Mindfreak, looking to make this one an easy day for the new look to this roster. Again, I'd be interested to see, how far this roster actually does stick together in the course of ECL, because, if the prize is to get back into Counter-Strike, getting a Pro League spot is definitely a way to go. And again, Arcade for the beginning of this round just absolutely none the wiser that they're already pressured on from Molotovs.
Good one from Texter as well, finding that second frag. Utility can come in now. Gump there to support. And I think that'll be pretty much all she wrote here, Komodo. Tux is going to dive on in. He finds one, he finds two. And that is going to be a 13-1 victory in favor of Mindfreak over Arcade. They are looking like a very, very solid roster here. Texter 16-5, Tux 14-5. It's a pretty insane result to think about, right? I looked at this series, I was thinking about it a little bit, going, this should be a pretty good one, I would say. Maybe it could go either side, depending on who's feeling well in the server. But Komodo, your expert analysis, mate, it's lined up Mindfreak an easy 2-0 in their way.
Yeah, and I think when you look towards the tenure of this roster as well, you look towards the players, you're never going